I think I'm going to hit the foot rail that time. All right, cool. So that's the first time I've ever hit that rail. Straight at that rail. So I should quit the experiment right now. Hey guys, I had this idea I was going to do all these chalks and see if I could get a good stroke, because I've been stroking the ball really well the last couple of days, and to see if any of them are any better than the others. I got through about half of my various types of chalk. Said, no, the difference is not enough. But I do want to talk about chalk, designer chalk, expensive chalk, and is it stupid? Is it stupid to spend, more for a piece of chalk than some people spend on their cues? In my opinion, that is, just like with most of my rhetorical questions, is no. It depends on the person. If you want to have with a good expensive piece of chalk, if you want to shoot with this Kamui something or another, I can't read it, 1.21 maybe, that's probably a $25 piece of chalk, and you think it makes you shoot better, then maybe it does make you shoot better. It gives you that extra confidence and stuff like that. I have the Kamui 098 as well. This was, at least to my knowledge, like the first designer expensive chalk, whatever it was back then, $22 a piece or whatever, and everybody just shit bricks. Oh my God, nobody would ever spend that much on a piece of chalk. And then Kamui had a really, great, advertising thing where they used to, well, if it costs you one miscue in an expensive match, then it pays for itself, that type of bullshit. But I know some really good players that miscue all the time, no matter what. It's almost never the chalk's fault. It's their stroke's fault, or that their tip sucks. But, so just to go over some of the shit that I have, because I like to buy pull shit. If I go to a booth at Derby City and they got something I don't have, I usually buy it. I've got the Kamui 098. I think this is 121, 1.12, or it's the newer one. This was the first one. This was the second one. I've got the Kamui Roku. This is basically master or triangle, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. This is a chalk I use in my daily life. Is triangle chalk. I used to use master, and now I use this. I think I've told the story. I bought a gross of master chalk on Amazon, and they sent me a gross of triangle chalk by mistake. And this is fine. I'm not saying it's better, I'm not saying it's worse. I'm saying I had 144 of the damn things, so I'm going to use them instead of just throw them in the trash. And this is, I don't know what it is. If I bought a whole gross of them, this is probably $1, 50 cents maybe, versus $25 for this. No, this is just fine for my purposes. I also have this blue diamond chalk that, at least a few years ago on the internet forums, if someone asked, hey, I'm just starting to play pool, what's the best chalk? As if there is a best chalk, but a lot of people would jump in and go, oh, it's the blue diamond, because, I don't know, I just kind of got to find it. Some people are chalk snobs, just like some people are car snobs, some people are cue snobs. I might be one of those guys. But some people are chalk snobs, and they're like, oh, the blue diamond, whatever. This magic chalk from Russia, I've read about it, heard people liked it. I don't mind it. It's not bad. Nothing great about any of these. When I was doing my draw shot, and I will put basically my world record detail, or my world record shot, my personal record shot, at the beginning of this video, where I came back to here and then bounced off. Most of my shots came to about right here. Most of them did. They were, pretty darn consistent. This chalk here is called Excellent Chalk. So I had to buy this because it's excellent, and it's made by Million. Don't know what that means, but it says excellent right on the box. You see that? This is a Murakami Performance Chalk. I'm trying to remember if this had anything weird about it. I seem to remember liking this chalk okay, but not okay enough that I'm switching. None of these chalks have been like, oh Dave, you're going to switch. The Balabushka Performance Chalk. Is this Balabushka Performance Chalk more performance-y than this Murakami? Don't know. I don't think so. Remember when Predator came out with their chalk, everybody collectively shit bricks on that because it's the wrong shape. And oh my gosh, we got these expensive chalk holders and we can't put them in here. This is the same thing about the Kamuis too. I do like Predator and I like what they've done for the game. I do think they get a little bit carried away with their branding and such. And I believe this is one such case right here. This is probably $15 for 5 pieces. Not super expensive, but still, why? Why would anybody need to pay that much for a piece of chalk? That's my opinion. Boy, when the damn Kamui came out, it was ridiculous because it's too small and it's short. And I don't know, people would go, their advertising thing, besides the whole, if you don't miscue, you're going to win or something, was, oh, you only have to chalk, once every week or whatever. Who in the hell does that? People chalk as part of their pre-shot routine for the most part. So just because I could use this chalk and go a whole session without ever chalking up, why would I ever want to take that kind of a risk? I wouldn't. So they say, well, this will last you for the rest of your life, but that's only if you chalk up once a month. I certainly hope nobody's doing it that infrequently. So I also have this Mez Smart Chalk. Again, triangle with a different wrapper as far as I'm concerned, but probably 10 times the price. There's another one, the same deal. This lava chalk I thought was interesting because it's supposedly got pumice inside it, from the volcanic rocks. And I guess it does. It's pretty darn gritty. Didn't see the point of it unless you really like wearing your tips down more quickly than normal, and maybe even wearing your cue ball down more quickly than normal. If you want to do that, sure. This also came in like an orange color because of the whole pumice volcano theme thing. I don't know. I remember one time a million years ago at my local pool hall, which actually has green cloth on the tables, which it kind of blows my mind now because it's the only place I know of that has green cloth on the tables. This guy comes in with red chalk, and he just completely screwing up the whole table with his red chalk. He wasn't the worst player in the room, but he certainly wasn't the best. But he went down a notch in everybody's opinion because, recovering those tables costs money. And they end up having to recover that table partly to get rid of all his red chalk marks all over everything. Anyway, so this is Exceed X Chalk, which it's a little bit paler in color than some of the stuff that I'm more used to, but I don't remember anything special about it. Again, in my opinion, these things are mostly just not worth the increase in price. Now, if every piece of chalk I have was the same price or very close, then maybe I'd feel a little bit more scientific and want to see, hey, is one of these really going to be better than the other ones? But in my mind, none of them are 10 times better than any other one. I do have one exception to that rule, and I'll get to that. This is OB chalk. I remember liking this chalk when I first tried it because I think I was having a really good day shooting down here, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm switching. And then I went out and played in public and didn't play nearly as well. It wasn't the chalk, it was just me. On that particular day I shot good. The next time I didn't shoot it nearly as well. So again, nothing wrong with it except the price, in my opinion. This is just Master. Master is different than Triangle Chalk. Not a lot of difference. I think they're made by the same company. And this is just a cube I found of the pre-flag Master. So this guy's, pre 9/11, pretty old. It seems a little bit grittier than the current stuff, but that may be because this is over 20 years old at this point. So I said I had an exception, and I do. And the Taum, Taom chalk, I don't have any of that. I haven't tried it yet. So what, it comes in a circular shape. I don't have one of those. I've seen some top players use that kind of chalk. This is the stupid thing. This is a great white chalk, and I'm sure they're a great company and fine people and all that, but as far as I'm concerned, their chalk is crap. It comes in this thing, this airtight doohickey, which is interesting, I guess. This is magnetic, this piece of metal down here. So you'd have another piece of metal you'd keep in your pocket, and this would stick to that. So you walk, well, you can't see much, but it's like a chalk holder built into this thing. This was expensive as hell to do that, and this chalk, just putting it on the tip, it just flakes all over the place. Flake, 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 flake. It goes on like chalkboard chalk as far as I'm concerned. Did not care for this stuff even a teeny tiny bit, if you can't tell. But that's what I have, and I guess just to summarize my opinion on the expensive chalk, I've already said at the beginning, if you feel like it makes you shoot better, then it probably does. It can give you confidence and things like that, and everybody can use all the confidence they can get. Maybe if you have, a more expensive piece of chalk, then you're going to be more likely to keep an eye on it and not let anybody steal it or use it, because then you can be consistent. You're the only one that ever uses a particular piece of chalk. Then you're going to be more consistent, and consistency is good. In my opinion, don't think anything on this table is worth 10 or 50 times what a cube of master is worth. I don't, and other people's opinions may certainly vary. If you want to spend that much on a piece of chalk, I'm not going to try to stop you. I'm also not going to be impressed that you did it. Oh, he must be good. He's got a $50 piece of chalk. I may say, oh, he must be an idiot. Or he must be made of money because he's got an expensive piece of chalk. I don't know. I'm yammering. Later, guys.